My name is Jacob Webb, and this is my reflection on EDM 310. I came into this class with absolutely no technological knowledge. I only knew how to do the very basics on a computer. At the beginning of the class, not only did I not know anything about technology, I didn't want to learn it. The EDM is a required course, so I signed up. I had no idea what I was getting into. This class is extremely difficult and time-consuming. There are many different components of EDM 310. I believe that a more than basic knowledge of technology is pertinent to this class. There were some things I did like about the class. I liked some of the comments for teachers' assignments. My favorite comments for teachers' assignment was Mr. McClung's world. I really felt the way Mr. McClung used his blog was something that I could see myself using. I liked that he included many different types of media in his blog. This made it a great resource for not only his students and their parents, but also for other educators. He includes videos of class discussions on his blog. This allows parents to see what their children are learning in Mr. McClung's class. This also allows students who may have been absent or may need refreshing on a topic access to these materials. My least favorite part of this class was the blog post. I thought that some of these posts were unnecessary. I think that it would be more beneficial to have students find something that integrates technology into the classroom and write on it. I think that this would be more beneficial because not only would it give us the opportunity to find this information on our own, but it would also be more probable that it would be something that we'd be interested in. Since every education major must take this class, there's a very diverse population. For example, secondary education majors are going to integrate technology into their classroom in a much different way than elementary education majors. Secondary history majors will also integrate this technology in a different way than secondary English majors. I think that allowing students to choose their own topic to blog about would promote higher quality blog posts. Because of my lack of knowledge coming into this class, I was able to learn a lot during the class. I learned what some things I had never heard of were. I learned about all the different things you can do through Google. I did not know about Google Docs. I could see how this would be useful in the classroom. You could share Word documents with students instead of giving them handouts. This will allow students accessibility to these documents anywhere where internet access is available. It also allows students to share documents with the teacher. This allows documents to be turned in electronically. Not only is this a green approach to education, but it eliminates any lost documents. One skill I learned through this class is time management. As I mentioned before, this class has many components. There are multiple assignments due each week. This is not something you can put off and get completed. Some assignments had to be planned out because of the additional resources they required. For example, a Mac was needed for some assignments, which for me required planning to be in the lab. Another example is a Skype interview. This required planning with another person to be on Skype at the same time. I had an issue come up with this assignment. The person I originally planned to do this interview with had something come up and was not able to participate in the interview at the agreed upon time. We were then unable to get together, and I had to find someone new to do this interview with. There are also multiple projects that required group work. This required us to find a group and agreed upon a time to meet. With so many people who have many different schedules, this could be hard to do. My organizational skills were also enhanced through this class. I learned early on that you had to be prepared at the beginning of the week to complete the assignments due the next Sunday. I used my Google Docs spreadsheet to help me with this. This tool was something that really came in handy. I also made a list of what I needed to do for the week and when I planned to get it done. This helped me to make sure no assignments were skipped and also allowed me to make sure I had the time to get the assignments done. One thing I did not learn through this class was how to effectively use Twitter. I didn't feel like there was enough information on how to use Twitter. This is a very confusing social network in my opinion. I myself am not a fan of any social networks. I do not use MySpace or Facebook. I think that my personal feelings towards this had an effect on my use of Twitter. I'm a private person. I don't like to share my information with others. I don't feel like people need to know what I am doing at any given moment or how I feel about topics. My feelings about social networks, along with the lack of help on how to effectively use Twitter, kept me from using Twitter. Everything I learned in this class, whether negative or positive, will be taken with me as I leave this class. The knowledge about what works and what does not work for me is the best thing I can take away from this class. I know now about many different types of technology that can be brought into the classroom setting. This knowledge and whether I put it to use or not will have an impact on how I teach. One thing from this class, I will use the TimeToast website. Being a history major, I can see many ways I can incorporate this website into my classroom. History is often focused on dates. I believe that giving my students the visual representation of these dates will help them remember something that is often difficult to remember. I think that this tool was the one tool I would definitely use in my classroom. One thing I will not use in this class will be a class blog. Although I now see how they can be useful in the classroom, I do not believe that I actually put this to use. I provide my students with all the information they need to be successful in my classroom, but I do not think I will do this through a class bot.